G'day and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So we'll jump straight into Go Battle League and into the Halloween Cup. So 1500 CP, looking for your Bug, Poison, Dark, Fairy and Ghost types. I'm running Azumarill, Wormadam and Shadow Victreebel. So I have a playlist, I'll link to that now. I have used this team in the past if you want to check out some of those videos as well. So check that link out. But we'll jump into our first match and see what we get. So Azumarill into the mirror. So what I try and do here is let the opposing Azumarill throw its move first and try and sneak an extra bubble through, which I did actually manage to do there, so happy days. And then want to throw one more fast move and then throw my own to make sure we're still synced up, and then again trying to let them throw their move first, and I think I snuck another fast move through there, so it should be 2 moves ahead. Throw the one fast move and then throw my own play rough, and then that way I should be able to get to my play rough before they're able to get to theirs and win this matchup, assuming they don't shield. So out comes Galvantula, so not ideal. So it has got a little bit of energy, and then it does over farm just a fraction, so counting these fast moves, so not too hard to count the fast moves for Galvantula. It is very, very slow. So lunge was the first one. Is resisted, and then lunge again, so able to no shield that. Missed a couple of those bubbles there, as you probably saw. Throw the side beam, and then it's going to farm me down here. So this is really not ideal, because they are going to be able to get to a lot of lunges, and so what I should have done there is as soon as they shielded, swapped it out, because they're going to be able to lunge me twice, as you can see. I'm going to need to burn both of my shields. I'm going to be heavily debuffed, so it doesn't really matter what comes out here. They've still managed to keep a shield, yeah, and that's good game. So because I should have straight swapped into the Shadow Vic there to not let them farm me down, so I need to learn from that and make sure we don't do that in future. So we'll jump straight into the next one. So even though I managed to win the Azumarill matchup, them coming in and farming me down was really not ideal. So we've got the Quillfish here, so what I'm going to do is swap into my Wormadam here, because they're running, well, they're usually running Sludge Wave and Aquatail, so going to be able to resist those. Unfortunately, out comes an Alolan Marowak, but equally it is quite good to get that out early, because that is going to absolutely sweep my backline, so make sure that Shadow Vic stays away from it. Now just throwing the Ice Beam, so what you want to do is, so it's gone for the no shield there, which is really interesting call, and what I'm going to do is swap straight into my own well, the Shadow Vic, and then go to town farming this thing down. So it's going to be able to lunge me twice, because the debuff's there, and then I'm going to look to farm down if I can. So I want to save up my energy. I'm going to throw the acid spray because I know they're going to shield. I've got 2 shields, so why would they not? And then that's going to drop their defense and allow me to absolutely go to town on farming this thing down. I've obviously got no shields, so they're going to be able to take me out, and then I'm going to be able to bubble down on the Quillfish without without them using their second shield. So good game right there, and being able to acid spray and heavily reduce their defense, absolutely crucial, especially after I had been debuffed myself, so I had my attack debuff on the Shadow Vic, so really good there. Got a bit of an error there, so we'll jump back in and see how we go. So again, got our next matchup, and as I've not changed it, Azumarill on the lead into Obstagoon. So this is a really good matchup. Fully expecting them to swap out on possibly the charge move, which they have done, and then I'm going to swap into my own, well, they mirrored with Azumarill. I'm going to swap into the Shadow Vic there, and able to farm it down. So you will go down a shield in this matchup, fully expecting to see but out comes a Beedrill, so that's really interesting actually. So really was not expecting to see a Beedrill come out there, but this is okay. I'm going to actually let this go. I've got no play against the Beedrill, and I'm going to come out with, I hope, the Wormadam, because that's going to be absolutely outstanding, and then I'm going to swap straight into my Azumarill, because obviously they're not going to want to have the Wormadam matched up against the Beedrill, and I was ready for the swap because I was fully expecting to get them swap in and try and Night Slash me straight away. So I'm going to throw the Play Rough here, and they did shield, so there goes their second shield, so that's fine. And now I'm going to look to go straight for another Play Rough, waiting for them to swap. They're not swapping, so fine. I'm really hoping to not get a sack swap now. They didn't get the sack swap, so that is all good. This will be able to take it out, and then I'm going to look to swap straight away so they can't farm up any extra energy. I'm going to shield this up. It doesn't matter what it is, it wouldn't take me out from this range. The Drill Run would do a little bit of damage, but the confusion is going to be enough to take out that Beedrill, so happy days. Good game right there. So let's jump into the next one. So in that one, just be prepared that they're going to switch out. So horrible matchup. The Obstagoon onto the, well, horrible for them, Obstagoon onto Azumarill. So always be ready for that swap out. So Bayonet on the lead, so really interesting here. So I'm not sure. I'll let this one go. We'll see what it is. And it's a Shadow Ball, and it does a lot of damage. So I wasn't expecting quite so much damage, but we'll see if they want to shield up, and they do. So then they're going to be looking to charge me down, and they get an absolutely outstanding swap there. And so out comes the Wigglytuff. I'm going to bring out my Wormadam here, just because it's going to resist all of the moves from Wigglytuff. Well, it's going to resist it's the charm damage as is, and I'm going to be able to farm down. So that's really not ideal to be getting that. And so out comes their own Victreebel. So what I need to do here is make sure they do not get to an acid spray. So I'm going to throw this early because I do not want them acid spraying my Victreebel. Able to charge that down. Bayonet comes out. I've got 2 shields. It's going to come down to the wire, but I am going to be able to fast move farm that down with that and just a little bit of HP, wanting to make sure I didn't get acid sprayed. Had I been acid sprayed, I wouldn't have won that match. So happy days. That being said, I would have had a charge move to throw, so we'll never know. I played it that way and got the win, so happy days. So Crustal on the lead, so was expecting them to switch out, so they're not switching out, so that's fine. Let's see if this is a Rock Slide. It is, and that's going to do a little bit more damage, that Rock Slide there, and we'll see if they want to shield this up. So they're not going to shield. 1, 2, 3, 4, and able to take it out before it gets to 5 5 fast moves, and takes me out. So this is really not ideal, having a Marowak in the back. So Marowak in the back is really not good news for this team. So they're going to lunge me twice here, which is really unfortunate. So we'll shield up this second one as well, and obviously going to then charge it down. Out will come the Marowak, and I'm going to Acid Spray just because obviously 100% going to get a shield here, and then they no-shielded that. They no-shielded the... Yeah, so absolute play there. Was able to... Tried to get a sack swap there because I was expecting him to throw a move. Then out comes the Azumarill. Does a little bit of damage, throws that charge move. I don't know why I wasted my time throwing the charge move. Let's see how much damage the Bone Club's going to do. Not quite enough. Can it confusion down? It can, with absolute 1 HP and a dream. So really good last game there, and able to go 4 and 1. So happy with that, and got the Squirtle with a top hat. So really good there, and we'll jump into the next set. So 4 and 1, happy days. Azumarill into Galvantula, horrible lead. They've stored up their energy and then come in with the Quillfish. So I think this is a mistake on their part. So they probably were just thinking Quillfish is not so... Well, I mean, Quillfish is okay against Azumarill if it's running the poison move, and then absolutely one-shot it. I'm going to let this go. Let's see if it is the lunge or a... It was the lunge, so now I'm going to have to double shield here, and I throw the discharge. That's a big mistake on their part. You're always going to be shielding up a Shadow Vic. So out comes the Golbat. So going to again throw the acid spray before switching out. It is Poison Fang, so it's going to be super effective, but it's a pretty bad move. It is really spammy, so Poison Fangs are going to come through like nothing else. They've got 2 shields. There is no point me throwing a move because I'm not going to get to 3 before they charge me down. I've got 1 HP left one fast move left on the Golbat, and able to farm it down. Well, fast move, farm it down with the Victreebel. So really close game there. They ended up going down with 2 shields. So had they shielded up the acid, even if they had have shielded up the acid spray, that probably would have been enough to make the difference. However, had they done that, then I would have thrown Ice Beam, so I guess it works out the same either way. Again, got an error into that match, so I'll jump back in and see what we get. Hopefully matched up against someone this time that doesn't leave, and we'll see how we go. So good start to this set, and we'll see if we can continue that. So was that Tall Panda, and on the lead with the Marowak, so that's really good for me. And I'm going to throw straight into the Shadow Vic here. So shield this one up, and going to then be able to farm down and fully expect this Marowak to come back out. Let's see if it does. Obviously they're waiting for their switch clock to come up. Out comes the Marowak, so fine with me. I'm going to acid spray that thing. Didn't get a shield, so that's really interesting there, and they're going to commit to the farm down, so that's again really interesting on their part. I'm going to let this go. Let's see what they want to do here. So it is the Shadow Ball, going to do a little bit of damage. Out comes the Beedrill, absolutely perfect for me. Be able to switch into the Wormadam. Wormadam's going to be able to absolutely go to town on this thing. Going to let this go because obviously I want to be able to save that shield as the matchup with good old Marowak in the back is going to be much more important. So going to throw the Bug Buzz. I do grab a shield there, and then out comes the and expect to get their second shield, which is fine. I am able to do so, and then looking to shield up this first one. It is going to be a Bone Club, but I do want to shield that up, and they get to their charge move before I can get to mine. I'm really hoping it's not a Shadow Ball. It is a Shadow Ball, but I've got absolutely 1 HP. So outstanding game. Outstanding game. Really happy with that game, and that is what you call just taking it. So should have definitely let that first one go. It was always going to be a Bone Club, and then they followed with the Shadow Ball, 1 HP, and an absolute dream. Was able to take that one out. So good game right there, really good game. So Quillfish on the lead. So again, interesting choice. So not sure if they're going to swap out. Probably not. They're going to resist both of my charge moves here. Going to let this go, hoping it's Aqua Tail Bait. And it's Acid Spray, so that's really interesting. So running Acid Spray and Aqua Tail, I'm assuming. So the Acid Spray is going to add up. because it is going to be super effective, but it is a terrible, terrible move. So I'm going to throw the Play Rough. It is actually shielded, so that's really not ideal for me. Again, going to let this go. Probably another Acid Spray. It is, and it's getting very, very close to being able to take me out here, and it is able to just fast move farm me down before I can get to my charge move. And out comes the Wormadam to farm it down. So now we're going mirror match Wormadam, so that's really interesting. So I'm going to throw the Bug Buzz here. Let's see if I get a shield. So no shield there. Again, I'm not going to shield up its move either, and it is the Iron Head. So most people do run Iron Head on the Wormadam. I actually rather run the Psychic move. In this mirror match it could be okay, so we're looking to farm down here, and they get to their charge move, which is absolutely fine. Iron Head takes me out. I'm going to come in with my Shadow Vic here and look to farm down. So I am going to need to throw both of these shields. X Scissor on the first one. Let's see, they weren't able to get to the second one, so that's fine. And then going to farm down just before the Confusion takes me out. Confusion does a lot of damage to Shadow Vic because of the poison typing and Psychics being super effective. So we'll jump into the last game of this set, I believe, and having a really good set so far. So 4-0. Been some really, really close games. So that last game and game 3 and 4 both really, really close. So Wigglytuff on the lead. So not a great lead, but not a terrible lead. So unfortunately, the Fairy typing on Azumarill doesn't resist Fairy type moves, which is unfortunate, but it also means I can throw a Play Rough and I won't resist them either. So unfortunately, they're able to get to their charge move before I was able to. So I am actually just going to throw this Ice Beam and look to win switch here. I will go down a shield, and no. So they've shielded up as well, and let's see if I can get to the Ice Beam before they can get to farming me down. And they use two shields on the Wigglytuff. I'm able to come in, farm down with the Wormadam, and out comes the Crustle, which I don't really want on my Shadow Vic, and I'm able to throw the Psybeam because shields are down on their side, so they're really asking for some trouble there. I'm going to look to swap out. Unfortunately, they got a charge move in beforehand. Going to let that go. So we both swap at the same time. Out comes a Gengar. So going to look to absolutely farm down on this thing. Going to be a very close match. If they get to another charge move, which they have, that's going to be taking me out. Fine. I'm going to be able to farm down with the Wormadam and throw the charge move straight on Crustle as it comes back in, and that's going to be enough to be a good game. So again, game 5, absolutely outstanding. So very close. So 3, 4, and well, no. So it must have been 2, 3, and 4. Other ways to go. Let's jump into this last game and see how we go. So Dusclops on the lead, so interesting choice there. I'm sure it's got its play. No shield here. Let's see what it is. Return. So that, as you can see, does a lot of damage. Out comes the Tentacruel, so really, really not good for me to waste all that energy. Going to come in with Wormadam and looking to try and count these charge moves. I'm going to shield this up to try and stop any potential Hydro Pump. It is the Hydro Pump, so that's absolutely an amazing shield for me right there. Out comes the... I'm going to throw this, so straight Bug Buzz straight into the Dusclops there. And then able to get to another charge move. So I'm going for the Psybeam this time because it will do a little bit more damage. I'm going to let this go now. So they've charged up a lot of energy, and it is the Fire Punch, so I was not expecting that. Out comes the Wigglytuff to farm me down. They've got 2 shields, and I'm thinking, what do I come into? So going to come into the Shadow Vic. It is going to resist those moves, and bye-bye. They know that's good game, so happy days. Able to take that last game. Really, really strong and able to go 5-0 in that set. So managed to get a 4-1 run and then backed it up with 5-0. So like I said, I've linked to some of my old games, and I'll link to a couple of, so I'll link to the other playlist, and I'll link to a couple of those games now as well. And what's my reward? A Scyther. So, I mean, Scyther's not too bad. It is flicking about all over the place, and I have got a video on improving excellent throws, and also of excellent throws on Galarian Farfetch'd. So I'll link to those now as well if you can check those out. As you can see, managed to get an excellent there. I have had a little bit of practice, so check those videos out and hopefully you can it might help you improve a bit as well. There we are, 26 as my ranking, so really happy with that. Highest I've been so far this season. So really good, and thank you very much for watching. Hopefully that was useful for anyone, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.